You gotta be in it. You can't just be in there silently. You guys tell Megan she looks great. Hi, welcome back. The theme of this vlog is romanticizing my life. So, we went to Culver's after a good day of home goods in the back and half-price books. Megan had never been. I told her I would treat her, I would take her, and she got absolutely nothing. And I got like 7 books. And I just tried this raspberry cooler from Culver's. It's just raspberry with lemon ice. It is so good. Someone commented, or maybe they responded to my Instagram poll. Someone said they wanted to know how me and Megan met.
Do you want to tell the story? We're like a married couple.
We met at prospective student weekend. I feel like I've told this story in the vlog like 3 times. Basically, when you get accepted to a grad program, a lot of the time, actually, I have no basis for saying that. Sometimes the programs will have a weekend or like a day dedicated for prospective students who've been accepted to come visit the school, meet certain faculty, and just like learn about the program.
I think that it's been pretty phased out here since COVID.
It has. They've changed to Zoom and
so
stuff.
I don't know if it's like that at other places, but back in the day, you came in person.
Yeah, and like they paid for you to fly. They like paid for your hotel or wherever. I was still in college. Like I left my Gainesville apartment and my friend Drew, actually I think I flew out of Orlando, so I think I visited my sisters. Anyway, that's just crazy thinking back on that. I was a child. And how many of us were there? There were 9 of us because we had a huge cohort and Megan was the only one I vibed with.
Yeah. Seriously, the only one I vibed with.
That's not true. There were other people who were nice, but there was another couple who we were friends with, but they are like married. And I just knew I wasn't gonna be able on our stipend to live alone. So I texted Megan and I was like, hey, you like wanna live together? I think you gave me a probably, maybe, let me think about it.
Did I really?
I think so at first. And I was like, oh God, what did I do?
My only hesitation was like, I was like I have a good feeling about her. Cause like we like talked about reality TV.
Yeah.
Like your sister went to a random college I knew about. But I think I was scared that I was going to be living with somebody and taking all the same classes as someone. And I was a little worried like that. Yeah. You can't mix like work and pleasure or whatever. So
that didn't even cross my mind. Because if it would have been bad, it would have been so bad.
It would have been so bad.
It would have been us just like, we literally didn't get away from each other. We had every single class together. I remember when we registered for classes, which like they barely even told us how to do. You had like an appointment with like the director of graduate studies, and Megan was like, oh, I registered for these 3. And I was like, I'm gonna register for the same 3. And they weren't even rhetoric classes, they were like literature classes, so I had like options then, but they were the only good ones. Yeah. And yeah, it didn't even cross my mind. I guess because I had the same roommate all 4 years in college, and she was like one of my best friends, and like we never had a bad experience. So I was like, yeah, sure, that would be fine. Yeah, it could have been really bad.
It could have been, but it wasn't. It was the opposite.
I
remember that. I remember meeting you. I remember she had really long hair.
Megan.
It was cold, and she was not dressed appropriately.
Megan said I didn't have a coat because I didn't own a coat. It was cold. It was April. It was probably cold. It was this time of year roughly. Yeah. And I had like a fleece Columbia jacket because that was the warmest thing I owned coming from Florida. Yeah. And yeah, people were wearing boots and I was not. I was wearing like little slip-on sneakers, I remember.
I also feel like you were like, I gotta go take a Spanish test. Like I gotta go, like did you have a Spanish test or something? Yeah.
I did. I remember doing that. I stayed in the hotel at the IMU, which is a student center, which is so weird to think about. And I had to take a Spanish quiz online.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I had to get back. Because I remember being nervous. I was like, I hope I have Wi-Fi when I'm there. I'm like, I'm staying in a hotel, I'll have Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I literally came here to visit when I had not even graduated college yet. Wow.
That's crazy.
I don't recommend that. Also, in the last vlog, Megan showed these cherry tomatoes that were definitely on the outs. They were wrinkly, we should not have used them, and people were commenting today saying like they were with Megan and that the tomatoes were usable.
They weren't fresh, but they were usable. And I stand by that.
Okay, time for a little home goods haul and a half-price books haul. These cherry dish towels, they're just so cute. I'm really into cherries lately, and my bath mat is cherry. These little cocktail glasses, they were on clearance for only $3.50. They're like a hard plastic, and they're a pretty good size. I will put some mocktails in there. Tongs, because we had some tongs and they had like plastic on the end here, but we lost one of the plastic little slip-on covers and I have no idea where it went. So we needed some like longer tongs anyway. We got this basket to put Pirelli's toys in upstairs. And then I can't believe that we found these because they are at like a boutique here called Bonfet, and we look at them every time, but they're like $30 and they were $8 at TJ Maxx. They're these patty wax candles, and look how cute like the jar is. We got one in pink and one in blue, and it smells super good. And the blue one is like a sort of beach coconut ocean scent. But these are jars you can definitely save and use them as like vases or for decor or as cups or whatever. It's giving gender reveal. And then this really big art print, we just loved it so much. It was only $40 for this massive print, like size of my hand, size of the print. And we went to the Immersive Van Gogh Museum when we were in Chicago for a conference. So I just thought it was like a fun little sentimental nod to that. And it's super pretty. I might put it in the office, might put it somewhere down here. Not sure yet. And then we got this table runner with some bees on it, either for this coffee table or for the kitchen table. We wanted like a neutral one that was like summer-y-ish, but not like 4th of July or Memorial Day patterned. So this one was pretty cute and it was only $15. I also did a much needed Target pickup for a second bookshelf that we're gonna put right here, because we have this bookshelf which is like packed to the brim, and then we have one upstairs and it's also overflowing, so we needed another shelf to put all of our books on. And speaking of books, here are the books that I got at Half Price Books. So The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware, I've heard of this. It was really popular a couple years ago. I feel like it's like the woman in the window, girl on the train type of vibe, like suspense, thriller. So those are always a fun read. The Animators, this was a book of the month book. I sort visually just like through all those rows of books by looking for the book of the month logo and then looking it up on Goodreads to see what it's rated and what it's about. And this one seems like a couple, man and woman, who are both in graphic design or graphic animation together, and how it impacts their relationship. And I don't know, it just seemed really interesting and very feminist. The Golden Couple, I spotted this one right away when we walked in. This has been on my to-read list for quite some time. I think it has to do with like them being in therapy together or something. I don't know, it has really good ratings. This one called Follow Me, which I had never heard of before, but she is like a social media influencer, and I think she's like being stalked or something. Megan told me I shouldn't read it. As long as it's not too creepy. It seemed very, very interesting. The Kissing Hand. This is a classic children's book for my nephew. It was only $2, so I sent my sister-in-law a picture and was like, does he have this? And she said no. So I'm gonna bring that home next time I go home. And then this one by Jodi Picoult. It had really, really good ratings, over 4 stars on Goodreads, and it reminded me of the Apple TV show, which I guess is also based on a novel called Defending Jacob, which basically the son is accused of murder, but the son doesn't fully understand social cues in the book. This book, not the show. The book cover says he has Asperger's, and just like the toll that it takes on the family. And also in this book, his name is Jacob. So definitely some overlap with that show. But I have read a few of her books and I like them, so I decided to get this one. So that's a pretty good stack of books here, and I also am still reading the Harry Potter series, so my work is cut out for me. They don't look super pretty, but it's what my body wanted. I made some veggie and black bean quesadillas, and we didn't have salsa, but Megan reminded me of this Taco Bell mild sauce, which I was hyperfixated on plain cheese quesadilla and this mild sauce, and this could be getting me back into that era. Megan made these brownies from scratch, and they look and smell so good. Happy Monday. Today is May 1st, starting the month off on a Monday. I feel like that is a good sign that it's time to just get things together, you know, reset my life, get out of the little bit of a funk that I was in the past couple weeks, get this class wrapped up, get all those final grades in, redecorate, revamp the space, and get ready to teach my summer class. So last night I made a plan for today. I titled it on my notepad on my phone called Sarah's Recipe for a Good Day. I stole that directly from Megan's sister Molly. And I've sort of like appropriated it to be what I need it to be. It's basically a to-do list, but instead of thinking of it as like tasks that I'm dreading to accomplish, it's the tasks that I need to do structured and intertwined with like little fun things, like put a rain environment on the TV or stop and get a treat. And I don't know, it's working for me lately. It goes along with the vlog's theme of romanticizing my life, main character energy. This has been an older trend. But anyway, I thought that I was gonna get to it this morning, but that just wasn't in the cards. Megan brought me a super yummy Asiago bagel from Panera, and I made a nice cup of coffee, really just slowed down, savored the moment. I feel like romanticizing your life is basically like more intentional, slower living, and I don't know, more gratitude infused and all of that. And I journaled for a bit, as I showed you guys, and then I took the best shower ever, did a full hair wash. I use Monday shampoo, just the smoothing one. I feel like that's a really good price point where it's not super cheap, but it's also not super expensive. And I also exfoliated, used some shave oil that I've been loving lately, and then lathered up with lotion when I was out and did my full hair care routine, which is basically just leave-in conditioner from Kristen S, my favorite hair care brand. This air dry sort of serum from Odell, which I've only recently started using that. I think I like it. And then I also did some Trader Joe's oil at the ends, and then sprayed it with my favorite thing ever, Made Magic from Eva NYC, for just like a natural air dry look. There are some things I need to get done today, mostly some grading and planning for my class in the summer, but I really am in the mood to just like get my space set up. So I'm gonna build that bookshelf that I showed you guys that I bought yesterday. Okay, the shelf is done. It's the same shelf that we have over there. And we have a lot of books on the bookshelf upstairs that I think I'm gonna transfer here, maybe move some of those too. I do wanna like also color coordinate it because I feel like that's just how it looks most organized. But I don't know if I should do like color-coded school academic books, color-coded like fun fiction books. So I might wait for Megan to get home so I can ask her about that. Also, I no longer feel like this art piece goes here, but we've had it for a while, so I might order some new art pieces off Etsy. There's some really cute like Harry Styles and Taylor Swift prints that I think could be really fun right there, so that's a thought. Also, while I built that shelf, I listened to a podcast episode. I want to listen to more podcasts just in general, called Embodied, the Embodied podcast. I forget how she pronounces her name. I thought it was Anita, but it's like Anita Rao. And it's really, really good. I listened to an episode all about the commodification of wellness and how self-care and ideas of wellness intersect with intersectional oppression, and that may seem like really obvious, but it was really interesting. She had a Black female social worker but like she interviewed her and she talked a lot about that. And she also talked about how Gen Z is like rethinking what self-care means, the origins of self-care, how it's gendered, and really, really interesting. I would definitely recommend. And then I started listening to another episode she has where she interviews someone from like almost like a cult-ish environment of FLDS and like fundamentalist Latter-day Saints, and oh my, I get sucked into that stuff. It was fascinating, but I shut it off after 10 minutes. One, because it was a little triggering. It was about like religious trauma, sexual assault, stuff like that. And two, and like just like not having instruction about your own body. We won't go down that hole. And two, it's based off, or not based, it's interviewing someone who is on a Netflix show, like a Netflix documentary. So I might want to watch the documentary and then listen to it so I don't get any spoilies. Cutie little lunch, some Annie's mac and cheese, a veggie burger with pickles and mayo, and some berries. Okay, it's a little after 2 o'clock. Finally time to open my laptop and do some work. I need to grade these final reflection essays and grade students' final projects, but I think today I'm gonna work just on the final reflection essays, but I'm gonna make it cozy. Have a little cozy blanket here. I'm gonna light one of these candles, put some rain sounds, and then just power through. Got a new toy. She's figuring it out. Good job, Purr! I think she's a little too smart for it, and I think she'll break it. Took a little break from grading. We're matching in our Gals on the Go hoodies. And I started a new file on Stardew Valley. I tried to play it like in the summer and it was just like way too hard and confusing, but I'm giving it another try because I loved Animal Crossing, but fishing is so hard for no reason, and fishing is my favorite part of Animal Crossing. So it needs to get easier, or I need to figure it out, or else I'm gonna give up again. And now we are actually gonna organize these bookshelves, and we ordered pizza for dinner because we can't be bothered to cook. Oh, we have a copy of Exit West.
I thought we did. There were also tons of John le Carre.
Oh, really?
But also this book. I don't know if you saw.
Oh, yeah, I did.
There were like tons of them.
It was at Goodwill, too. I do want you to read The Unsinkable Greta Dreams. I like that one. You have a lot of books I've never even heard of. Oh, from the host of NPR's Pop Culture Happy Hour. Thanksgiving, Megan.
Yeah, that's why I got that. I got that one from Goodwill.
Oh.
It was fine.
Oh, you did? You read it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's very rom-com.
This is a good book. This is one of my faves. And another one of my faves. We have to watch this movie.
Oh yeah, it's out now.
Yum! That does look good. Wow. Avers era. I don't know how many times I need to show Poppy in my vlogs for me to get an email in my Gmail junk. That's where all the brand collabs, you know, all thousands of them go. And I want Poppy to say, Sarah, we've seen you mention us. We would love to send you, even if it's one free can. I just would love to know that I've worked with Poppy. Poppy, work with me. Okay, several hours later and many allergy attacks later from all the dust. I am like sweating from sneezing so much, but I finished the bookshelves. So I think I want to pull them out because these bookshelves are pretty deep and we had like 2 layers before, but I like it pulled out so you can like see all the books. Or like 1 layer so you can see all the books, but we need to pull them out because it just looks a little weird like from the side. So all the red books there, blue, and then like yellow and green and blue. And these are all fiction books. Those are some I'm gonna donate. And then more fiction books, just sort of like black and white. And that's the whole Harry Potter series and a Harry Potter plush on the bottom. Purr, you wanna show them the upstairs bookshelf? And then I did these, and these are all like the academic scholarly books, but I separated them for like me and Megan's books. So these top 2 shelves are mine, and then Megan is hoarding like half the library down here, so the bottom 3 are hers. Mine are better like color aligned. Megan has like too many white and brown books. I told her to like keep an eye out when she checks out a book from the library to make it like colorful so she can like step her game up. I'm obviously joking. And those are just a bunch of RSQ magazines because we were members of RSA for the institute that we went to like our first year. Those were like all online, but I don't know. Can't bring myself to get rid of those paper copies. Okay, so I didn't finish quite as much grading as I wanted to finish today, but it's already 10:31, so I don't think I could like grade, or I don't know. I can't even speak. I don't think I have like enough like mental capacity to grade like as thoughtfully as I feel like I need to for these final projects. And today I spent a lot of time doing just like house things to, you know, get the environment right so that I can like get work done in like a nice, clean, organized environment. That's what I'm telling myself. I do this every time before I have like big projects to take on. I just procrastinate, but it's like the cleanest my house or apartment ever is, and like when everything is the most organized is when I'm procrastinating from like writing or like planning this class, which I probably put like that montage clip of me, but I found out I got my IRB approved for my summer class, which I'm very excited about. So like very relieved. I was getting nervous because we're at a time crunch. That class starts in a week, so I was running up against the deadline with the IRB. But I am just gonna wake up early tomorrow and get some grading done, and do like probably 3 different stints: a morning stint of grading, an afternoon stint of grading, and then like an evening stint of like lesson planning and stuff for my summer class. But I'm happy that I just knocked out the bookshelf stuff. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. We'd been talking about getting a second bookshelf for forever, and the upstairs bookshelf I should have done before and after. It was just like crazy and unorganized. So I feel good. I am so down bad with allergies. I just placed a Target pickup order for 2 different allergy medications because all that I have right now is Nasacort, which is a nasal spray, and I don't think it's doing anything because I can't stop sneezing, so I think I just like sneeze out the nasal spray. I'm gonna go hop in the shower and try and wash off whatever it is that's making me sneeze like this, because I can't do work when I literally can't look at the screen for more than 5 minutes without sneezing. Okay, it's 11 o'clock. I took a shower, and as I was in the shower, I was just like, I cannot stay in this house. I don't know if it's like all the dust I started from the bookshelves, if Pirelli's hair is just really getting to me. I'm like pretty allergic to cats. So this is just a sign that I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna go to a coffee shop. I think I'm just gonna go to Starbucks. It's finals week here, so I really don't know what that means for coffee shops. It could mean that they're really packed, but since it's Tuesday, maybe a lot of students already had their finals and they're pretty empty and students are leaving. I'm just not sure, so I'm gonna go to one that's a bit outside of town, and I'll take the recycling along the way because we recycle at our old apartment. I don't know if I should say this, but our complex here doesn't have, like our townhouse community doesn't have recycling, and there's a recycling facility in Bloomington, but it's like pretty out of the way and you have to like sort by cardboard, plastic, whatever. But our old apartment complex, which is on the west side of town, has recycling in the community, and it's everything all dumped in one. So I just head over there and dump my recycling there. Hey, at least I'm recycling. So yeah, let me fill up my water bottle and head out. Okay, spent a couple hours at Starbucks. I didn't film any clips, I guess. I need to get better at filming in public, but it's still really hard for me. Oh, I thought someone was gonna park next to me. I'm just like so scared that someone's gonna be like, what are you doing? Like get mad at me, which is like so irrational. But anyway, I got quite a bit of grading done, which is good. I still obviously have some more to do, but I also went down a rabbit hole of trying to find articles that talk about vlogging in a way that will be like useful for me when I teach my class starting next week. So I found a bunch of stuff from the library. Also, organizing all of our academic books made me realize that like Megan is so much more well-read than I am, and part of that is because I came to my topic later in my academic grad school trajectory, but it's okay. So it's just getting a little bit I don't know, of imposter syndrome. Like, I haven't read enough in this area because like there's always so much to read. You're never gonna have read everything. So anyway, I'm like very scattered and all over the place because I'm hungry and I need to eat, which is also why I'm going home now, because I want to eat some leftover pizza instead of buying something at Starbucks. So yeah, I went down this rabbit hole, found a bunch of stuff about vlogging, saved it all to my desktop, requested some books from the library, and I'm hoping it'll allow me to sort of like double dip some of the stuff I could teach, but also potentially some of it I might cite in the dissertation, or will just be like helpful for me to have read. So yeah, checked off some grading and checked off some of my R209, which is the course code that I'm teaching, some of that planning. So let's drive home now. Several hours later, my hair looks so gross because I put like that, you know, glue stick when you do a slick back bun. So I think I'm gonna take another shower and just wash it all out. It also gave me a headache because it was up pretty tight. I had it like supported with a claw clip, because if I don't have a claw clip and it's just the hair tie, no, I can't. My hair is way too thick for that to be comfortable for more than like 10 minutes. So yeah, I think a shower, nice warm shower, getting in there, shampooing it all out will feel good. And if it doesn't, my backup plan is to get a McDonald's Sprite. That's always a good old factory reset. I watched a new episode of Firefly Lane and did some dishes and just like chilled out a bit. Now I need to get into the second work stint of the day. But I'm telling myself if I like feel good with a nice clean shower, have a little comfy fit on, it'll be a romantic version of grading. Jump scare, I'm doing a face mask. This is the Loops face mask. I've never done it before, but I saw that they carry it at Target, and it seems like the same sort of mask as the Neutrogena Hydro Boost ones, and I really like those. So we're testing her out. This is one that comes in the pink package. Also, I cannot be bothered to leave my house right now, so I'm gonna make a mocktail instead of getting a Sprite. Okay, it is about 10:30. I'm back in the office doing some more grading. I really just want to finish these so I can have tomorrow just to work on prepping the summer class and like getting the syllabus together. Hi, Pirelli. She makes an appearance. She's so cute. So let's continue grading. Are you sunbathing? She's so cute. Have my coffee, a candle burning, some jazz music playing, and let's get the rest of these projects graded. Finish grading, time for physical therapy. Back from PT. I'm gonna have to tell you guys a story about it at another time, but I'm going to have myself a little moment, soak my feet in some Epsom salt bath, I'm going to soak my feet in an Epsom salt bath. I don't know why that was so hard to say. And I'm gonna have a little poppy in a wine glass to make it a little moment. The PT story time. Long story short, there's basically a guy there who is finishing up his last session, and it's like an open concept floor plan. So all like the beds are next to each other, and they were like, oh hey, leave us a review, it's your last session. And he was like, oh, I have to warn you, I'm a notoriously hard grader. And it was funny, we were laughing, and then I was like, oh, what do you teach? And then he told me what part of IU he's in, but he was giving me a little too much detail. Some might say mansplaining what it means to be a professor. And I was just like, oh, haha, I'm in English. And then I was like, but like, I'm the opposite. I'm a pretty easy grader because life's too short. And that like struck a chord with him. I think he was like annoyed that I'm an easy grader. And then I felt like I was being like attacked. He was like, well, are you a PhD candidate? Are you published? My PhD students are funded by grants. They don't even have to teach. Duh, duh. And like, he was in STEM, so like, that's very common to be funded by grants and not have to teach English. That's unheard of. Anyway, he was like, well, how much longer do you have left? And I was like, oh, it's a 6-year program, combined MA, PhD. And he was like, well, my students are out of here in 4, and you guys take forever. And I was like, yeah, some people are there like a decade. And he was like, I know all about the problems, or I'm well aware of the problems in your college. Because like, we just got like this 30-year, not 30-year, like the 2030 plan. And it was basically coming down kind of hard on like grad students not finishing on time, and like the humanities specifically. Anyway, I was just like, oh my gosh, I was just here trying to like work out, heal my plantar fasciitis, and I wasn't prepared to be like on the defense, but here we are. Anyway, that's a story. I guess I accidentally picked a fight, but it is what it is. I'm gonna eat a PB&J sandwich and read some articles that I downloaded yesterday when I went through that rabbit hole. Time for a matcha break.
Hi there, thanks so much for stopping by your Southside Starbucks. My name is Victoria, how can I help you?
Hi, can I do a tall iced matcha latte?
It's gonna be $4.81. We'll see you up here at the window.
Thank you.
I am sitting at this bar trying to forget all the fun we used to have. Even though I'm better and time has passed, now I wonder where your mind's at.
We are back in the weeds, back in the rabbit hole of, you know, articles, IU, OneSearch, IU Cat, interlibrary loan, all of the above. And I'm reading some wild stuff. Literally, Trisha Paytas is a keyword in this article. That's incredible.
In my dreams I pick you up, I just wanna make it right. I know all about your troubles, wanna drown into your eyes and feel your blue skies there, so deep in you. I'm blinded by your bittersweet shine. What you need, I'll make you feel free. Be mine tonight and feel your...
Good morning, happy Thursday. I woke up pretty late this morning and I was like, oh my god, I never submitted my grades last night, so quickly submitted those. You just import them from Canvas, but I wanted to give my students 24 hours to look over them to make sure like I didn't make any mistakes or anything. And so it's so easy to like hit a 0 instead of like a 10 or something like that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna pop in this memory card, get to editing this vlog to warm up for today. And then I really need to do quite a bit of course prep, more course prep. I want to start getting the syllabus actually like put in place, something that makes sense outside of my head, something that is like legible for students. Pirelli, she's so cute. I'm just like obsessed with her, and I hope that like any of you who watch my videos also find her just as cute as I do. Like, look at her, just on my lap, making herself right at home. But yeah, that's the plan for today.
Feel your blue sky within, so deep in you, I'm blinded by your bittersweet shine. Get what you need, I'll make you feel free, be mine tonight.
Okay, gonna end off the vlog here, filming on my phone because my memory card is in my computer back there, next to Pirelli. I just got back from getting some drinks and appetizers with the people from the Embodied Rhetoric seminar, and the professor, who's my advisor, paid for everything. What a kind soul. So this was the fit, did a little denim on denim with the platform sandals moment. But if you guys watched the whole vlog, I know it was a long one. Thank you so much for watching. And let me know what you thought about this sort of romanticized version of my life. And if you have any other requests for themes of vlogs or just themes of videos in general, I respond to all my comments and I would love to chat with you guys. Bye.
Blue sky within, all the trips we had, our adventure.